building for you. Distracted driving, jokes and games and interviews. Distracted driving, tune in, have a good time. Distracted driving, Ray and Tim and Jay from behind.
Oh, hold on. We're on. I just forgot to take that off. Hey, and that's weird too. What's up, everybody?
What's going on, Ray?
You do enough of these. You think
It's still, you know what? It's still very clunky.
is it?
Yeah, it's a little weird, but
I figured you were just tired. You were on for how many hours today?
well, that's another thing. I'm just tired.
I understand.
It's good to see that you put your attention into our show.
I came a little late because I was watching All the Right Moves and I really wanted to finish it before we did this. I don't know why I couldn't just hold on to that last 10 minutes till after this show, but I had to watch it. You remember that movie?
Yeah,
it's a good movie.
Did you get to finish it?
I did, yeah. And I knew how it ended. I've seen it 100 times, so I already knew how it ended, but it's been a while. You know what's weird about that movie? Came out in 1983. The end credits start with the music in the movie. So, like, you know how at the end of the credits they always show the soundtrack.
Yeah.
But this one started with the soundtrack, and there was nobody like really big on the soundtrack. It's almost like they made the movie to sell the soundtrack, and it had like a Tony Orlando song on it and Jennifer Warren's, but the music was horrible. But I just thought that was weird.
But you were committed to it.
It was. It's a good movie. Tom Cruise is good in it, and Leah Thompson. You know,
Leah Thompson's in it.
She's always. Did I ever tell you that I finally watched what is it? St. Elmo's Fire?
Oh, you did? Did you like it?
No, I realized that the only thing good about that movie was the soundtrack. Holy crap, that was just a hot pile of crap.
Well, you know what though? That's not your kind of movie.
I know, but no, I like a good movie. So yeah, that wasn't my type of movie.
Do you like a good movie though?
I do.
I feel like I know you well.
What's sitting behind you, Jay?
What's that?
What's behind you?
That's that little guy. He's been there in every show, you know, Tim.
I just noticed him.
That's the puppet. That's the puppet from the second episode.
Oh, that's the guy, huh? Now he's just watching, waiting for his time in the spotlight.
On your shoulder.
He's been there ever since. And I just said to Don, I'm like, no one notices the puppet ever. And finally, you guys noticed. So yeah.
There's half a little guy sitting there.
What did you watch today, Tim?
I didn't watch it. I watched your show while I did a bunch of stuff, but I drove out to Boston to take photos today, and I took the long road, so it'd be nice and scenic, and got about an hour and 15 minutes into my little journey, and set up my tripod and put my camera up, and found the beautiful scene, and had no camera cards.
No.
Oh
no, I'm a pro. So,
and you're making fun of me for not getting this thing right.
It's quarantine crap. None of us are thinking right.
Yeah, it really is.
In this day and age, though, you'd think that your digital camera wouldn't have to have, a video card. It would still just have some actual space on there.
So it gets worse. So I brought 3 cameras with me. I brought the real camera, literally set up the tripod, had to hike out to this waterfall, got out, and then click, and it says no. It says demo. So it takes the picture, and then it has a big red mark that says demo. So it just means as soon as you click, it's going away.
Oh.
So I open it up. I have 2 cards in my camera, neither of slot, both empty. So I take that camera and I put that in the truck. I bring up the drone. Figure out, I'll just use the drone. Drone has no camera card.
What?
But I can take 10 photos with the drone with no camera card. So, and then I shot film. I actually shot about 6 photos with film.
Well, that's cool.
Were you forced to shoot with film? Were you going to do that anyway?
I was going to do it. I've been traveling with I got my old film camera. We've got 36 exposure in it, and I'm bringing it when we have our next get together. Like I'm trying to slowly go through 36 exposures so I can develop the film myself.
I can't believe for the price of your cameras, there's no internal memory.
Oh, I agree completely. Not only
I
there's
feel
no
like
internal memory, there's no Bluetooth. There's no like any camera you go to Walmart and buy will connect to your phone. My $10,000 Nikon professional. No, why would you do that?
I feel like you should write a letter.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, you want to get to the topic at hand?
We have a topic.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you a question first.
Okay.
Do you want to see a nice little warm-up video going into our topic, or do you want to save that warm-up video for a look what we just talked about? Here's a couple extra
Well,
cars.
seeing as you're the one that made it, Ray, I'm gonna leave that up to you.
Yeah.
I didn't make it. I stole it.
Oh, seeing as you're the one that stole it, Ray, I'm gonna leave that up to you.
All right, let's do it. Let's watch this. This is our topic today.
Looks like
I think we could talk through this too. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so I guess we can commentate through this. We probably picked some of these, but here are some awesome TV and movie cars that we're going to be talking about a little bit. This is 3 minutes long, so relax, take a break.
I'm gonna fix my light. I feel like I'm glowing.
Do that during this time.
I've got to see that movie. I've got to see Corvette Summer. I've never seen that before.
You'll love it. It's a horrible movie.
I'm sure. No, I love the Road Warrior. Road Warrior is
That's a good
an
car. A lot of these cars I forgot about.
Never seen Vanishing Point. Bullet I
Steve
saw
McQueen.
way back.
Yep, that's an awesome car. Hardcastle and McCormick.
You know, I remember this, but I don't remember that car looking that cool.
That was like the whole show was that car.
I know. Obviously,
that.
we got to ride in the Munster Mobile, and that was awesome. Nope, don't know it. Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry. Triple X. You know,
no.
Triple X was the first movie I watched with surround sound. Oh, so good. Don't know that one.
Some of these are older, but that's a cool car. Oh, that's Death Wish. No, not Death Wish.
Death Race.
Death Race, yeah.
Knight Rider, obviously.
It stayed off. That was so obvious. That stayed off my list.
Yeah, me too. Gone 60 Seconds. I mean, that's just
Eleanor. Yes, from Animal House.
Yeah, I love Animal House. Gran Torino.
That was a good movie.
Yep.
Nice car.
I was gonna. It's funny. I was gonna say, do you remember Harold and Maude?
Yeah.
Do you remember that when they cut the hearse and the Corvette and cut in half and mixed those two together?
No.
Oh, really? That was awesome.
No, it's been a while since I've seen that movie.
But that was like the only thing I loved about the movie.
I didn't know there were cars in that movie.
Just that one car.
I love the Wraith.
I just watched this a couple of weeks ago.
I wanted to pick the Winnebago and I forgot.
What, from
Breaking Bad?
Breaking Bad, yeah. That could have been on my list too. A lot of cars in Death Proof.
Yeah, because they were death proof.
So many Batmobiles you could choose from. That wouldn't be my top one.
That was almost on my list.
I really did like the Starsky and Hutch car. That was pretty awesome.
That's a Gran Torino too, I believe. That's the original Gone in 60 Seconds.
Rockford Files car was awesome too.
Is that Green Hornet?
Oh, I don't know.
There's Green Hornet.
There it is.
I like the Seth Rogen remake.
It was funny.
What? I don't know. All right, there you go. I think that's the end.
Make sure you all subscribe.
Yeah, that movie's called Subscribe.
That's a good one too. All right, so that brings us to our topic, I guess.
Yeah.
Top 5 TV and movie automobile. Well, I don't know, did I get that wrong, Tim?
Vehicle.
Vehicles?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I went off script.
Dog,
no, that's okay.
where is my automobile?
Puppet's distracting me now.
Well, why don't you bring him a little closer? I think of the fact that he's creeping behind you is weird.
I liked how Tim was creeping behind Barbie this morning when it first started airing. I could see him in the corner just peering in.
So we had like a 30-second delay, so I'd run back into the living room and Anna and I would crack up.
That's awesome.
Well, Jen, you would be wrong, and I don't know why it didn't make that montage, but the Bluesmobile didn't make that montage.
Yeah, it was in there.
Was it?
Yeah,
I didn't see it.
Right at the beginning.
Again, I wasn't paying it. It's COVID head. So I have conversations with Molly now, and I can't listen to what she's responding to because I have to keep in my head what I wanted to say next. Otherwise, I forget.
Your wife's still talking to you?
She still loves me for some weird reason. She's still into me.
Not the hair.
Oh, she loves the hair.
Yeah, I bet you she tells you that.
That was a source of an argument, by the way. A very slight argument. So I did this, and then she goes, "Oh my God, you look hot." And my thought was, I didn't look hot before this. Calm
Why
down.
You never say anything about anybody's hair ever. You look good today. Oh, I didn't look good yesterday?
Right. It was all me. I'm the idiot.
No, she shouldn't have said that to you, Ray. That was wrong of her.
All right, let's not get in. Don't get in the middle of this because you'll just get me in more trouble. All right, who wants to go first?
Trying. Who's going first?
Who's going first?
I'll go. I usually go first. I'm cool.
Oh, then Jay
Jay.
goes.
Go first.
Okay. All right. There are lots of good ones, like I always talk about. I'm going to start off with my number 5. It was a tie for Megaforce and Galactica 1980. For some obvious reasons, we got Megaforce, which was Barry Bostwick starred as Ace Hunter, and basically, he was basically it was G.I. Joe. They called in G.I. Joe to a country to help them defeat another country. And so Megaforce comes in, and they've got these like totally rad vehicles that every single last one, because there's more, not just these, but these are the ones that stuck out in my head, especially the motorcycle that flew. And as I was thinking about that motorcycle that flew, I was like, and I loved it. As a kid, if I could have gotten that motorcycle, everything would have been right in the world. But as I thought about it, I'm like, wait, I know another motorcycle. And that was from Galactica 1980, which was actually, it was horrible because they canceled Battlestar Galactica. And then they restarted. They got petitioned to start back up again. They're like, oh, let's do that. But when it went to go back to a series, they couldn't get Starbuck or Apollo. So they actually got what was it, Lieutenant Dylan and Troy, which are both basically the Coy and Vance of Battlestar Galactica. But they had those awesome motorcycles that you could actually fly on as well. So that didn't show them flying. I love the scene of Bostwick as on the motorcycle, just like flying, because a flying motorcycle is just ridiculous. But the Battlestar Galactica bikes actually looked like pretty badass bikes back then too.
Jay,
what
the hell is from what movie? Because you sent me these pictures and you said there's 2 movies here. They all look like they're from the same movie.
Okay, so the bottom left and the right are from Megaforce.
Okay, so I messed up the order. I'm sorry.
No, you did perfect. That's exactly it. And the top left one, that is Battlestar Galactica. That's Galactica 1980.
Gotcha.
And that was my tie, was between those. I just didn't want to just show the motorcycle flying. I wanted to show a couple of other vehicles too from Megaforce.
You just couldn't make it easy. That's really what it comes to.
So much work.
When we have you behind the wheel, Ray, why would it be easy?
I have a drink this week. I'm going to enjoy a beverage.
You got some soda pop there?
My buddy Matt's dropped off some Treehouse for me. So here's some Alter Ego.
Does that say Yacht Rock? Yacht Black Yacht Club. Okay.
Club.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
It's the official beverage of Rhode Island. And I'm using my Viking Iceland.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice pour too. Is that a root beer or a soda?
It's a root beer.
Okay. Well, the cap said soda, so I wasn't sure.
Oh, okay. I understand. Well, root beer is a soda.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
No ice?
No, I forgot it.
Oh. Okay.
There's no ice in the studio.
All right. People can comment, by the way. We don't have any comments yet.
We don't have any viewers. Why would we have comments?
We have 12 people watching.
Hey,
you know what it is? They don't watch the live. They watch the on-demand. So
do they?
Thousands. Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
The thousands upon thousands watch the on-demand with Ray, J, and Tim every week. Distracted driving, but not live.
It's stuff like that loses viewers. Actually, it's going up. Keep singing.
All right.
Or doing whatever you're doing.
I'm going to go to number 4.
What's number 4, Jay?
I'm going to tell you. It's the Mystery Machine. Shaggy and Scooby's favorite place to just hang out and eat a lot of munchies. Obviously, as a kid, I love Scooby-Doo. I love the mysteries, and I love the Mystery Machine. I actually found out a little bit of info on it. Surprisingly, they bought it from a band called the Mystery Kids, and that's why the van is painted like that, and it's the Mystery Machine. Never knew that before. Clueless
Never
about
knew it.
that. Because I did a little research on all of these, and I was like, I've never heard that before in my life. So that was pretty cool. And it's just an awesome van. I always wanted a van growing up. I finally have one, but not as cool as that. Nowhere near as cool as that. All right.
You know what I always found cool was when they made the live action movies, recreating the Mystery Machine for the big screen and the live action movies. It like popped. It was like a cartoon on screen.
Totally. And it was great. Like growing up and doing cons and stuff, people would make their own Mystery Machine and they'd bring them to cons. I'd be like, oh my God, I've always wanted to have one of those. And they're always way too expensive. But one of these days I'll get it.
There was always one outside of the Lowell Spinners games for some reason.
Really?
They'd always have one out front. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Let's go with number 3. Number 3 is the Chevy Impala from Supernatural. This is a 1967 Chevy Impala. Dean's dad Sam and Dean from Supernatural. Dean's dad gave it to Dean, and then they basically used it for the rest of the series. This is just such a badass car. And when they asked a muscle car guy, that's where it came from. They asked a real muscle car guy, and so what kind of car would you want? Who would just be a badass car? And he's like, it would be the Impala, and it is a badass car. And it's funny because if you watch the series, Dean actually goes back in time and sees his dad and talks him out of buying a VW van and talks him into buying the Impala. So that was just even better. They do the whole Back to the Future thing. Love that.
The only
car.
thing I didn't get about this was that it got dinged up a lot. And those guys traveled the country. So it wasn't like they had a guy that they could go get it, quickly fixed.
They totally
so I
had
never
a guy.
understood how that, huh?
They totally had a guy.
Wherever they
he lived at a junkyard. That's basically every time they went back home, they'd pull into the junkyard and they'd fix up the car.
Well, yeah, but if they were on the road, I guess they would go back. It was the whole Dukes of Hazzard Cooter thing. One guy cannot do all that work.
And it's best not to think too hard about it either. Right?
That's true too. Cheers.
All right, on to my number 2, which is actually another 1967 Chevy. It's a Camaro, and it's from Better Off Dead. I remember when I first watched this movie, and you don't see this car until about 50 minutes into the movie. And when you see them working on it, they do the whole working on it montage. I love montages. And then you finally see them get into the car and pull up to have the drag race. I believe one of the coolest things is the retractable headlights in the front of that Camaro. I remember from that day on, that was what I wanted. I'm like, I need to have that Camaro. I never got that Camaro, but I still need to have that Camaro. Maybe one of these times. The funny thing about that little tidbit was someone tracked down the original car from that movie and restored it back in like the early 2000s. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Are they local? Where are they?
No, they're not local at all. To the point where
that'd be great for a summer movie.
That'd be an awesome thing for a summer movie. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I mean, I can Google it right now, but it's
that's fine. I was hoping like Lowell.
Yeah, I wish it was. I'd totally go see it.
That's awesome.
That brings me. That's awesome. How quiet you all was, Tim. Yes, it was very dramatic. Live is the best way to watch because how else do you see me go? Blah, blah, blah!
Well, you could just play it back later.
Oh, I gotcha.
All right, I think you have one more.
I got one more. This brings me to, we saw it during the montage. It is the Monkey Mobile. Growing up, I love the monkeys. If you were to ask me how many episodes of the monkeys there were, I would have told you thousands. Later, I find out there was only 2 seasons of it. I'm like, really? That's it? I'm like, holy crap. And you didn't see the Monkey Mobile that often. You'd always see it in the opening credits, but you only saw it in a handful of shows. But when you saw it, I'm like, this band cannot get any cooler. I mean, they have some of my favorite songs, and now they have the coolest car in the world. The only fun fact I really got on it was a modified Pontiac GTO, and a couple of years ago at one of the shows on Northeast Comic Con, put on by Gary Summers. He brought in Mickey Dolenz, and he had the Monkey Mobile, so that was pretty sweet. And we got to hang out and see the monkey. There it is, the Monkey Mobile. And
So you sell it at your shop.
I do sell those in my shop. That's where I believe you got that.
I did, and it's almost like a baby toy material. I can't it's a hard plastic, but I've never seen this as like a
You
car.
can't hurt it. You can't hurt it. It's
Well,
fine.
yeah, there you go.
Do the wheels move on that?
No, they don't. It's one solid piece,
Oh, it's cool
but
looking.
it's just very cool. I love this piece.
It's almost cartoonish.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
And that's my number one. That's my top 5 cars from Jay. And there were others that almost made the list. That Harold and Maude one. Actually, if you get a chance, definitely look that up because it's a pretty sweet ass car.
Awesome. Tim, why don't you go
Okay, where do you want me to go?
with your top 5?
I don't order them, so you just surprised me, and I don't have any notes. I don't have any. I'm going to give a lot of information, and I'd like to say initially most of it will be wrong. So you
Just random.
just any order, Ray. Surprise
Okay,
me.
okay.
What's my number 5?
All right, hold on one sec. I'm just looking at. I don't know what Carolyn's talking about.
Huh?
Oh, because she asked what your favorite Golden Girl was, and go. And then she said, sorry.
We don't accept your apology. Just so you know.
To answer
See?
your question, it's of course Blanche because she was such a whore.
Too soon. All right, here we go. Here's Tim's top 5 in no particular order.
No particular order. This is Speed Buggy.
That says 1973. Speed Buggy stuck around for a while, didn't it?
Yeah, they all did. Like everything was replayed, and we thought it was
Well,
new when we were kids. You know,
Yeah.
you could have told me that was brand new when I was watching it at 8 years old, but it was.
I wanted one of those. I loved that thing.
I love how it talked. Look at it really creepy though. The guy in the back,
Yeah.
his arm is not attached to anything.
Oh yeah, look at that. Oh my God, what is that? He's
what
got
is
one arm
that?
hanging down. His left arm's hanging down, but he's got something coming out of his back.
And the arm in the back is green, which goes with the guy in the front who doesn't have a left arm.
That is weird.
It's
There's
going
something-
through his stomach.
Yeah.
What now? Is it just me, or was that Shaggy's?
It's a rip-off of Shaggy, yeah.
Totally.
But was
but
it his
what you-
cousin? I want to say they were related.
No. Nope.
No?
What came first, Jay? Do you know?
Oh, definitely Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo was back in like 69.
Well, this is 73. That's not that far off.
I'm gonna look that up.
It's pretty far off.
It
It was Scooby-Doo was still around.
looks
Yeah.
like a knockoff, though.
Yeah, well, most of them were knockoffs. Half the time
I
in these series,
I love the buggy.
you know, Josie and the Pussycats. You know, they were in the same universe as Scooby, in my opinion. I like. Are you looking it up, Ray?
Damn. It's gonna bug me.
Hey, Ray, the goatee's new.
No, that came with this.
It was a deal. Package deal.
2 for 1.
I felt bad because then I had to do Rubber Chicken Comics, and this is kind of Josh's look. He pulls it off a lot better than I do, but
I didn't even think about that. It would have been funny if he said something. You know, thanks a lot.
Now
I
that
thought
you
it was
say it,
cool.
that's all I see. Yeah,
All right, I'm gonna go to the next one.
yeah. This is good TV.
There we go.
So this is a I was trying to make something up. This is just which this horror movie that came out last year was brilliant.
Yes.
Did you watch it?
Somebody
Ray?
got the rights. Yeah, somebody got the rights to that and just
It
went
was
ballistic
awesome.
with it.
I
Yeah.
just loved it so much. But I always wanted one of those carts when they're zooming around on the beach and the sand.
Oh,
and
yeah.
the dunes.
Yeah, it was just like you always wanted a go-kart when you were a kid, so that was like the next step up because that would actually go everywhere rather than a go-kart, which you could only.
X and had all the extra wheels.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm bothering Ray.
No.
When he's got something on his mind, he's gonna go for it.
No, I'm sorry. It's I don't know. It's just gonna bug me, but we'll go on.
Okay.
I thought you talked more. I thought you talked more about these vehicles.
I have no information.
Okay. Airwolf helicopter next.
Airwolf was awesome. Do you remember the sound that Airwolf used to make?
No.
Chopper, 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 chopper.
No, it was like it sounded like a wolf. So they obviously piped in because it wasn't real. But anytime the wolf noise came, like then the Airwolf, the helicopter, come flying by, and it lived in a cave. Do you remember the cave? Did anybody else watch this show?
I did,
but I don't remember it. He died, didn't he?
It was a great show. They were in this giant mountain. Ray has no interest in any of my being.
I remember the show, but for the life of me, I remember nothing about it because I remember being like, yeah, I watched Airwolf. And then I started thinking, I'm like,
when the helicopter would go, it had a wolf noise it made. And I just always thought that was really cool.
That's super cool.
That's neat. I just watched that movie Unstoppable for the second time with Denzel Washington, and they mixed in trains with like growls from animals. That was the sound of the train. I thought that was kind of cool. That is a good movie. I forgot how awesome that was. It's a Tony Scott film. He makes great movies. Yeah. This should have been on my list, but it wasn't.
The Fall Guy. I love that truck. This very kit by MPC. I put it together.
I did too.
After Christmas.
Yeah, I did too.
Do you have the? Yeah, this one is a golden opportunity kit. It says.
I had the Matchbox car. I had everything. I love that truck.
I had a Heather Thomas poster.
I had that too.
I had the big Tonka version of the truck.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I bet you those are collectibles right now.
I don't have it anymore. I miss.
That's a very unique TV vehicle, I think.
Yes.
And then Street Hawk. I don't remember this one.
I remember this.
I love Street Hawk. Street Hawk, I was obsessed with motorcycles because of that show. It was pretty much Airwolf on the ground.
Yep.
Right.
It really was.
Except I don't remember Airwolf, but sure.
Huh?
I don't remember Airwolf, but yes, it was. I just remember because anything that reminded me in any way of Tron, which now that I think about the Tron light cycle should have made my list as well. I had a thing for motorcycles back then as well. And that was just, it reminded me of the Tron cycle.
He was like a real life superhero, like a real life Batman. He was a cop, and he'd go out at night as a vigilante on the motorcycle. And then I had an honorable mention.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Which is just the best vehicle ever made, ever. Look at that.
Adam Goldberg agreed with you. There was an episode of the Goldbergs where he got that for his birthday.
His mom got the bike. And he encased it in lucite so that no one could touch it, so that it would stay perfect forever.
Yeah.
Now, little known fact, do you know what other movie that bike is from?
From? No.
Yes, it was modified from a different movie.
Talk to me.
I don't know.
I knew that was coming.
I wasn't going to go any further. I saw Ray. Ray's like, I'm not buying this. She's like, tell me.
I was excited for a second.
Yeah.
All right, let's look. Yeah, it was crazy. I don't think I finished it though.
How do you watch movies and not finish them, Ray?
I get distracted.
You watched
trying to figure out
18 times. You didn't finish it?
No, I didn't finish it. I must have lost interest in it. I don't know.
It was good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Totally. Good job.
Absolutely. Nice job, Daniel. That's why we fixed this together. We fixed it, and it's called Top 5 TV and Movie Vehicles.
There you go.
All right, can I go? You want me to go? All right, so
I'm going to use my phone and Google stuff while you're doing it. So
awesome. All right. Go ahead. So I have a tie for 5th place. My first one, and I have all the toys, obviously. So he froze. Did you do that on purpose?
No.
Tim froze.
I'm not frozen. I'm not frozen. I'm right here.
You did.
Let it go. Let it go.
Magnum.
Yeah, Magnum. TC's helicopter from Magnum, which is a Hughes 500D helicopter. It's a variation of the OH-6 military chopper. Just so you know.
Did you look this stuff up while I was doing my stuff?
No. I was actually looking up whether Speed Buggy's redhead is related to Shaggy.
I was going to say, because if you look up notes while I didn't have any notes, I'm going to look really bad.
No. I've got all my notes all written down. So
Yeah,
they're all written.
I got notes here too.
So I don't know why I like this so much. I liked helicopters. I wish I had learned how to fly a helicopter. That's one of my greatest disappointments in life.
I flew a helicopter.
But did you really?
Yeah.
I always wanted to fly one, and maybe it was the colors, and maybe what's his name? TC was so cool
Just a
that
great show.
that's my number 5. Well, that's a tie with the A-Team GMC Van Dura. There's Mr. T right there saying that beautiful doesn't like my car.
Van.
And I have no fun facts about this other than this was the highlight of the movie that came out eventually 5-6 years back, which is an awesome movie. I love that movie. But seeing the van again riding was so cool. And supposedly there's a silver strip. So it's not just black and red, but there is a silver strip on the A-Team van. Keep your eyes peeled next time you watch the show.
Okay.
All right. My number 4, make sure these are all in order. We saw this during the montage.
This is your number 3.
No, I said it was a tie. Those were that was a tie.
Sorry, I wasn't listening.
That's okay. You were Googling something.
No, I'm just sitting here.
You're watching someone else's show in the background, aren't you?
Yeah, Ellis Paul's on here.
Who's on right now? Yeah. It's the Bluesmobile, which is a 1974 Dodge Monaco. They had 12 of these. 12 of these were used in the filming of the Blues Brothers. And they bought them from the California Highway Patrol, CHIPS. And they also bought a whole bunch of, and it's an Illinois car because Elwood bought it at an auction. And they bought maybe like 100 other cars that they used as the other cop cars at the auction. And I don't know what the record is, but to date, when that movie came out, they had the biggest car crash ever on screen. And I bet you that record probably still holds up. That was a awesome scene.
So good.
Jay already talked about my number 3 a lot, the 1967 Chevy Impala. What I loved about this car was every time Dean put the radio on, right from the start, from the first note, there was a kick-ass classic rock song. And I just love the style of this car. And then they'd open the trunk up and they'd hit the thing and then it would pop open and they'd have all the guns and crosses and stakes in there to fight the demons. But that's just a cool car in general. I think I got sold on the show from the first episode. Right at the end, he puts the radio on and I think it was Hell's Bells that started playing. And I'm like, oh my God, this is an amazing show. Show 1 and they already got an AC/DC song in it, but almost every episode has that has a cool song, and they always use the names of musicians as themselves when they're going around acting like FBI agents.
I never watched the show.
Oh, you should. It's fun. It gets a little weird as the seasons go on. It gets a little.
It looks like something I love. I just never watched it.
The first 5 seasons are just top notch.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's still good afterwards, but I'm just saying those first 5, because the original writer only meant it to go 5 seasons.
Aren't there like 12 seasons?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still going. It's done? Is it done?
I think they're in the last season.
It started off as an episode by episode, what do they call it? Monster of the Week type thing. And then they started a storyline and it gets tough. You can't just jump into it now. My number 2 is the 1969 Dodge Charger, the General Lee, which they crashed and killed 300 of these during the, I don't know what, 4 or 5 seasons they had.
I figured there'd be more.
I met Roscoe.
Yeah. And they'd fill the trunk with weights because every time it lifted off, I mean, all the weights in the front in a car. So if you're going off a jump, I mean, it's going to crash like that. But they weighted the back, so every jump was like this, and it landed right on its back wheels. So that song, the creators of the show were driving down the highway, and they heard somebody hit the horn. They just had a regular horn for the General Lee. They heard that horn. They chased the guy down. They bought his horn and put it in the General Lee.
It would be funny if it just went beep.
And the funny thing is, too, that chase, when they were chasing him down, it went through all these back roads of the country, and that somebody jumped a river, and they finally caught up with him.
There was a still.
There was a still somewhere, yeah.
Yeah.
The movie, all these cars ended up being, well, no. A lot of these, what were we talking, like the A-Team, the new movie was awesome. I love the Dukes of Hazzard movie that came out with Johnny Knoxville and Sean William Scott.
It was awesome.
And the General Lee in that was amazing.
That was one
My
of the
number one
best chase scenes I've seen in a movie in such a long time.
all of it, the stunts, everything they did in that movie, they don't do anymore because it was all like real driving. They don't really do that much anymore. It's all the computer. The Bandit car, my favorite movie car of all
I
time.
photographed that car for you.
You did. We saw him. Remember, we saw him from a distance. He didn't look
Yeah,
good.
it was
Just a couple of years before he died. But this was awesome. It was a 78 Pontiac. The Firebird, the Pontiac Firebird Trans Am. And they used a 76, a 76, but they changed out the front. They put a 77 on the front. I don't know. I don't know anything about cars, but that's what I read. I don't know what kind of difference. Like, if you tell me that's a 76 or a 77, I don't know.
There's people that know.
I know. And people are laughing at me right now.
That's called bootlegging, son.
Yeah. So yeah, I love the movie. I mean, a lot of the reasons why I love the vehicles is because I really love the movie. So there's my picks.
Awesome picks.
And again, it could have been so much more. I've got the DeLoreans over here and Ghostbusters.
I thought you had the DeLorean or the Ghostbusters.
Yeah, Ghostbusters almost made my list.
I tried to stay away from obvious stuff.
Yeah, I guess I did too, but then I had some of the obvious
I knew
stuff.
your number one would be that one.
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah.
By process of elimination after the other ones you saw?
That be your number one. I just know that you really like that car.
I do. That's my dream car. Do you guys have a dream car out of all your cars? If you could have one, what would it be?
I've always just wanted a 67 Mustang.
What about it, like a movie vehicle?
Movie vehicle? I don't know.
Airwolf. I'm gonna say that the 69 Judge has been in a movie somewhere, so that's what I would like.
Oh, that was in Dazed and Confused, where there was a judge in that. And then what was the other one with the kid that goes to the Amish country and he's trying to Sex Drive?
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
His
but
brother had that.
I would want the 67 Camaro from Better Off Dead. I freaking love that movie and that car. I would love that.
There was a guy in the neighborhood that had that car. What?
Oh, really?
I want the station wagon from the 70s show.
Or the family truckster from Vacation.
That was almost on my list. I thought that'd be on yours, so I didn't put it on mine.
No. I went with the cool cars.
The truckster's not impressive because we pretty much had one. So, and I had to sit in the. I used to have like one of those trucksters. You did? We had a 73 Oldsmobile with the wood panel sidings. And it was green. You have to sit backwards in the back.
Yeah, I think we all had station wagons. You know, that's a collectible thing now. You know, there's groups now that get together and they deck those things out. But when's the last time you saw a wood paneled station wagon driving down the highway?
It was honestly like 2 weeks ago, and I pointed it out to Donna. I was like, "Oh my god, look at that! That thing's classic. I want that." And I didn't want it, but it made me want it because I hadn't seen one in such a long time.
Why would you put wood paneling on a car, and then sell it as an upgrade? Like now it's wood. Look, fake wood.
Do you want to see Daniel's top 5?
Yeah.
All right. Top 5 movie vehicles, TV movie vehicles. Klingon Bird of Prey.
Badass.
The Ecto-1.
Of course.
DeLorean. Which DeLorean? Back to the Future. I'm assuming that's the first one.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
Oh wait, he Back to the Future.
No, he put DeLorean 2.
Yeah.
No, that's number 2 is the 1966 Batmobile.
Oh, I see it's backwards. It's back. I see what's going on.
See, there's so many. That's another topic we could do. Your favorite Batmobile, because there was so many.
There really have been.
I don't know if I'd go with the 66, but Enterprise number 1 refit.
Oh no, for Batman, I would definitely have to go with Michael Keaton's from the '89. Love
Burton's first movie, Batmobile. Yep.
What did they do for the second movie? I can't remember.
The variation.
It was pretty much the same one.
Could have been that much of a variation, right? Because the same director, same feel.
The third one, it really changes, and then the fourth one.
I thought Christian Bale's was pretty cool too. The armored one.
Yeah,
it was cool. It just didn't remind me of Batman at all.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it
If you
became
ever-
more realistic.
If you ever watch the cartoon, I love that version of the Batmobile too. I just don't know if it actually would translate well to an actual car. It was
the
really
animated
long.
Batmobile. Yeah, actually, it's very similar to it's pretty close to the Burton.
Yeah, except it's just not as many edges. It was more of a sleeker. It was very cool.
Jim Bain's got a great one. My buddy Jim, the Mercury from Cobra, had
That's a great
that
car.
exhaust that would light up.
That's
Cobra
great.
just celebrated, I think, a like 30-year milestone or 35-year-old milestone.
Way to go, Cobra! I think this is a reason to celebrate. Let's get
It's only going to get older.
let's get Tango and Cash on the line, and we're gonna do this right.
All right, top 5 Sylvester Stallone action movies.
Tango and Cash, Tango and Cash 2, Tango.
That's what we need. We need a Tango and Cash 2 before it's too late.
You know what made me sad was when they interviewed what's his name? Jesus, I hate. Yeah, thank you. When they interviewed Kurt and asked him, like, oh, are you going to be in Expendables, any of the Expendables? And he's like, oh, is that Sly's little thing? No, I'm not going to be in that. I'm doing Fast and Furious. And I'm like, there must be some bad blood between the two of them for him to say something like that, because every other awesome action star throughout the 80s, 70s, 80s, 90s was in the Expendables, and they were such great movies. And I kept saying, when is Kurt Russell going to be in one of these movies, man? And to say that, no, I'm going to be into Fast and Furious, I was like, man, that's lame.
Yeah.
He was Santa, though.
Yeah. Oh, no, I still love Kurt Russell. It's just I really wish he was in one of those movies. There's no reason for him not to be, unless there's some weird blood between them.
See the two of them not getting along. Yeah.
I mean, he probably ended up doing his sister in the movies. That's why, Tango and Cash.
The two of them were at the top of their game during Tango and Cash, so maybe some egos flying. I don't know.
I love that movie. It's so
It's a
awesome.
great movie.
It's like it's not as good as like Lethal Weapon, but that's like the poor man's Lethal Weapon.
It is. It's a great buddy movie, which they don't make much of anymore.
Yeah.
Buddy cops. All right. That it? Is that enough?
That's it.
I think we did it.
I've had enough.
Fantastic. Everyone have a great weekend.
You know what? Hey, before we go, let's take 3 minutes and get suggestions like we did last week. Daniel's the one that brought this up. But if anybody wants to give us a top 5 list before we go.
Top 5 buddy movies.
Oh, I think that's done. Let's do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, could that be, is there any limitations to our, no, just buddy?
Buddy.
Can I do ET?
Whatever that means to you.
Can I do ET?
I'm not your buddy guy.
Can I do Field of Dreams? That's a buddy movie.
Is it?
No.
It's not even a baseball movie.
Did you say it's not a baseball movie?
I'm just trying to start an old fight. Yeah.
Because I don't think it is, but that's okay.
No, buddy. It's like, yeah, Lethal Weapon's a buddy movie.
Oh, absolutely. But I was thinking, should it be action? Because that's a whole other genre. Or could it be Tommy Boy, Black Sheep?
Yeah, Tommy Boy's a buddy movie. Yeah.
Okay. Jay, you cool?
Gloves are off, man. We're doing whatever we're doing.
2 lead characters that are close. That's the.
Or that start off not close and end up close.
Yeah.
Right. Because one of them is getting too old for this stuff.
I love it.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a great one.
Oh, the other
that's
guy.
That's almost like a spoof on buddy movies.
Yeah, there were 2 sets of buddies in that movie.
There are the cool ones and the dorky ones. So we've got a lot of videos from a long time ago on our YouTube page. They're kind of fun to watch.
They're actually really fun. I binged a bunch of our stuff, and I was surprised how actually entertaining we were. I'm not even going to lie. I enjoyed listening to you guys.
Oh, thank you. You didn't enjoy yourself? Huh?
It's not me. I've been replaced, remember?
With Santa?
No, the guy last week. You said you guys got rid of the other guy.
Where's the photographer?
Where's the photographer?
That's him. No, the guy that drove. That's him. All right,
I gotta
guys.
go. My dinner's ready.
Okay.
All right. Oh, hold on. Let me hit the outro here. And I guess I will see you guys on the flippity flop.
Yeah.
I didn't know. You know, I felt weird saying I'll see you tomorrow because I know there's gonna be people like, what? They're seeing people out in
Yeah.
public? You can't do that. So I won't say it. All right, bye guys.
Distracted driving, right around filming for you. Distracted driving, jokes and games and interviews. Distracted driving, tune in, have a good time. Distracted driving, Ray and Tim and Jay from behind.
We're still live. I just wanted to show everybody how quickly Tim jumps out. We do a little recap here, but he's out. All right, bye everybody.